What if Earth had two suns? Imagine waking up one morning and seeing not one sun in the sky, but two. Two blazing stars rising above the horizon. Two sources of light. Two sources of heat. And two powerful gravitational forces shaping life on Earth. At first, it might sound beautiful. Double sunsets. Brighter days. A sky unlike anything humans have ever known. But what if Earth really had two suns? Would life still exist? Would our oceans survive? Could humanity adapt? Or would our world become completely unrecognizable? Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating what-if scenarios in astronomy. Welcome to the Discovery Zone. Let's discover what would happen if Earth had two suns. Two suns aren't science fiction. Believe it or not, many star systems in our galaxy already have two suns. Astronomers call them binary star systems. In fact, scientists estimate that more than half of all stars in the Milky Way exist in systems with two or more stars. Some planets have already been discovered orbiting two stars at once. These worlds experience double sunrises and double sunsets. So the idea isn't impossible. The real question is whether Earth could survive under such conditions. To answer that, we first need to understand how our current solar system works. Everything on Earth depends on a delicate balance. A balance created by a single sun. If we add another star, that balance changes dramatically. The sky would look incredible. Let's begin with the most obvious change. The sky. Imagine a second sun appearing next to our own. Days would become significantly brighter. Sunrises would be more spectacular than anything humans have ever witnessed. At certain times, both suns might rise together. At other times, one could set while the other remains in the sky. In some regions, darkness might become rare. Nighttime could be dramatically shortened. The stars we see at night might disappear from view for much of the year because the sky would rarely become completely dark. Astronomers would lose one of their greatest natural laboratories. The night sky itself. But while the view might be breathtaking, the consequences would quickly become serious. Earth would become much hotter. Our sun provides exactly the amount of energy needed for life. A second sun would increase that energy. More sunlight means more heat. Global temperatures would rise. Polar ice caps would begin melting rapidly. Sea levels would climb. Coastal cities around the world would face catastrophic flooding. As temperatures continue increasing, weather systems would become more violent. Heat waves would grow longer and deadlier. Droughts would spread across entire continents. Many regions that currently support agriculture could become deserts. The balance that allows life to thrive would begin to collapse. And this is only the beginning. The oceans could start to disappear. If enough heat reached Earth, the oceans themselves could be threatened. Water constantly evaporates into the atmosphere. Normally, it cools and falls back as rain. But under extreme heating, evaporation would accelerate dramatically. The atmosphere would hold increasing amounts of water vapor. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Water vapor is a powerful greenhouse gas. More water vapor traps more heat. More trapped heat causes even more evaporation. Scientists call this a runaway greenhouse effect. Something similar may have happened on Venus billions of years ago. Today, Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. Surface temperatures are hot enough to melt lead. If Earth experienced a similar process, our planet could become completely uninhabitable. The calendar would change forever. A second sun wouldn't only affect temperature. It would also affect Earth's orbit. Every object with mass exerts gravity. A second sun would introduce a powerful new gravitational force. Earth's orbit could become unstable. Instead of following a predictable path around a single star, our planet might experience constant gravitational disturbances. Years could become longer or shorter. Seasons might become unpredictable. One year could bring extreme heat. The next could bring devastating cold. In the worst-case scenario, Earth could be pulled into a wildly chaotic orbit. The climate would become increasingly unstable. Life would struggle to adapt. What would happen to animals and plants? Life on Earth evolved under a 24-hour cycle of day and night. Plants depend on darkness as much as they depend on sunlight. Animals use daylight patterns to navigate, hunt, reproduce, and migrate. A second sun could disrupt these natural rhythms. Many species would face extinction. Bird migrations could fail. Nocturnal animals would lose their advantage. Ecosystems would be thrown into chaos. Plants might initially grow faster due to increased sunlight. However, excessive heat and drought would eventually outweigh any benefits. Entire food chains could collapse. Human agriculture would face enormous challenges. Food shortages could become widespread. Could humans survive? Humanity is remarkably adaptable. We have survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and countless natural disasters. But a two-sun Earth would present unprecedented challenges. Cities would need advanced cooling systems. New crops would need to be developed. Freshwater resources would become critically important. Some populations might migrate toward the poles, where temperatures remain more tolerable. Underground cities could become a possibility. Advanced technology might help humanity survive. But life would be dramatically different from anything we know today. The world would no longer resemble the Earth our ancestors inherited. A best-case scenario. Not every two-sun system is necessarily disastrous. Suppose the second sun were much farther away and significantly dimmer. In that case, Earth might remain within a habitable zone. Temperatures could remain relatively stable. The sky would feature extraordinary celestial events. Double sunsets. Multiple shadows. Brilliant nights illuminated by a distant second star. Life could potentially continue. In fact, astronomers have already identified planets in binary star systems that may be capable of supporting life. So under the right conditions, a two-sun Earth might not be impossible. It would simply be very different. So what if Earth had two suns? The answer depends on the size, brightness, and distance of the second star. In the most likely scenarios, Earth would become hotter, climate systems would destabilize, oceans could shrink, and life would face enormous challenges. But under carefully balanced conditions, our planet might survive. The sky would be more beautiful than anything we can imagine. And every sunrise would remind us that we live in a truly extraordinary universe. Fortunately for us, Earth orbits a single, stable star. A star that has nurtured life for billions of years. And perhaps that's one reason why our world remains such a rare and precious place. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, subscribe to the Discovery Zone for more fascinating mysteries, cosmic adventures, and mind-bending what-if scenarios. Until next time, keep exploring.